Well, hey there. What is that? Is that? Hey, is that one of those new PSPs? That looks like one of those modded PSPs. Man, those are really neat. Well, my name is Jimmy, and I know all sorts of stuff about the new modded PSPs. And, well, you know what? Well, I can show you a whole bunch of different things you can do with that modded PSP. Well, that's probably why you're watching this video. Well, to start out, you could play PSP games for free. Yeah, you heard that right, for free. And I know all sorts of the different games you could do. You could do SmackDown 2009, which is right out. Just came out just, I don't know, like a month or 2 months ago. You can play that on your PSP. Star Wars Unleashed, Iron Man, Lego Batman, Spider-Man, all sorts of games. But not only can you play games like that, you can also play older game systems. You know, back in the day when we're talking Sega Genesis, you got Super Nintendo, Nintendo. You can even do Game Boy Advance games. And not only can you do that, you can play MP3s. We're talking any MP3 file that you've got, you can play that music on your PSP. And more than likely, with that PSP, depends on the size card you got, but I more than likely probably got a 4 gig card. With the 4 gig card, you're talking quite a bit of music you can do. Out of PSP games, you know, usually 3 large ones, but besides that, you could do probably hundreds of Nintendo games, Sega games that you can do right on your system. And not only can you just play the older games, you can also play video. We're talking DVD video, just like a portable DVD player. And if you got kids, you can mount that right up in the back of your vehicle on the seat, put the headset in, kids are sitting here watching a movie. No bickering and griping and stuff. Because sometimes you can even get a jack where you can have 2 headphones and all the kids can watch the same movie. But, well, you know, there's so many things that you can do. I'm going to probably instruct you in this video on how you can set all this up, and all the accessories and stuff that you'll need. And it's pretty easy to follow. So, you pay attention to the video, and I'll set it up. I'm going to have picture-in-picture so you can follow along, and as well, everything on the computer screen. You can see everything that I'm doing and how easy it is to install. Now, I do got this sidekick. He is kind of a little loopy. And, well, his name's Jimmy too. But, well, you'll see, he looks a little bit different. Now, you know what? I'll just let you talk to him, okay? Well, he's right over there. But, like I said, you listen to what I say, and I'll tell you how to do everything. He knows all the stuff about the game and all that stuff. But, like I said, you listen to me, we'll set this thing up and get you going completely. Now, if you start talking about technical stuff, I'll just let it go in one ear and out the other. Okay? I'm just giving you fair warning. But, well, I'll just let him explain. Just giving you fair warning. I'll just Yo! Hey, Jimmy, so this is the crew you're
Jimmy.
talking about?
What's going on?
Hey, everybody, what's up, man? I'm Jimmy. I'm here to show you all this cool PSP stuff, man. If you get one of those modded PSP, it is fly, man. You can do all sorts of games, man. Like he said, WWE SmackDown 2009, you can be John Cena. Now, if you want, man, you ought to be my boy, man. You got Triple H. Y'all remember the X-Pac back in the day? Bang, bang, bang! That's what I'm talking about. Or Batista, you know. Boom with the power bomb. Man, that game is whack. And then you got Star Wars Unleashed. You use those Jedi mind tricks, you know.
I am Yoda. You need Skywalker. You do. You have modded PSP buttons.
Man, I'm telling you, there's so many games. And then you got the MP3s, and like you said, you can play any MP3. Now we're talking about Ti. You can have whatever you like. You can have whatever you like. Man, like I'm saying, there's all sorts of joints, man. And like the movies, and we're talking crystal clear DVD movie. I mean, I watch my movies all the time now, man. I'm a big Rocky fan, you know what I'm saying? And Rocky, man, I take it with me everywhere, man. I can always watch my movie, put on my MP3 player, and be listening to my jams and all. Now Jimmy, like say he thinks he's all smart and stuff because he reads these books and he plays on his computer and stuff all the time. And man, I keep it real, you know? Nobody cares about all that programming and all this little technical stuff you can do. All I want to do, man, is just get my PSP out, sit here, sit back, you know, have my little soda, like grape soda, man. That's what I love, grape soda. I sit back, I be playing my PSP, you know? I just be, Jimmy, what you looking at, man? You don't even know what you're looking at, man. Yeah, see, man, you don't even be extra. See, I don't even listen to him. You know, wearing his shirt and tie, but, you know, enough about him. But, like I said, I be playing my PSP, I play my games. Like I said, with my memory stick, I got a 4 gig, and I can do all sorts of stuff, man. I could like to go back in the day, playing my Sega Genesis, you know, Sonic the Hedgehog, especially Mario, man. With that Super Nintendo Mario, remember Mario and Luigi be flying around? Okay, well, since he's done, let's show you just a little video preview of what the PSP can do. So, hope you guys enjoy, and after the video, stay tuned, and I'll be back with you, and I'll show you all the setup. So, we hope you enjoy your modded PSP, okay? And I hope you get tons of fun out of it. I know I have, and I love explaining this stuff. So, me and, well, Jimmy, be right back. Yeah, be good. Alright? Like Jimmy said, we'll see you here. We're gonna watch the video, alright? Yeah, that's cool. Well, I'll just let Jimmy finish up and stuff. I'll just sit back here and chill like I always do. You know what I'm saying? Peace. Peace out. And like an Audi. I'm Audi. Like an Audi 5000, you know? So, Jimmy, why don't you just make like a tree and leaf? Alright, peace. You all enjoy the video. What? Oh. Yeah, I guess I probably need to come up here and shut this thing off. Alright, Jimmy. Peace. Y'all enjoy the video. We'll be right back. Y'all stay good. Peace.
What's up guys, Xpop Kid here, and today we're doing a follow-up to my PSP hacking video. And I'm going to show you basically what you can do now that it's hacked. Now obviously my PSP here, it looks a bit different than a normal PSP would. That's thanks to a little tool I called Remote Joy. But before we take a look at that, we're going to want to take a look at your system settings, which should be looking settings, your system settings. And what you're going to want to do is upgrade to 5.04 M30. not. It's 5.00 M33.4, which is the latest custom firmware at the moment. I have a link for it in the description. But basically, we're here to show you what you can do with the hacked PSP. So basically, first of all, there's Echochrome here. This is actually an ISO, but I'm gonna explain to you a bit like that. Like here we got PSP 2. Now music plays, you won't be able to hear because Remote Joy doesn't record sound, but you'll be able to hear it a little in the background. And this basically lets you play YouTube videos and stuff on your PSP. So let's show you emulation first. Better. Hit select here and speed up the clock speed. This makes the PSP's processor go faster and thus better performance in your games. So let's start it up. Custom game boot is another thing you can do with your new hacked PSP. Give it a second. And there we go. We're back on. And this is Daedalus. This is an emulator for Nintendo 64. Oh, another thing you should keep in mind, the PSP and stuff, it's gonna run slower because we're running it through Remote Joy here. So basically, this will run quicker in real life. It's actually going slower on the PSP right now as well due to this, but yeah. So just like deal with it for now. Okay, so let's start my file here. Now this is all running off the PSP. Here's proof right here, running off the PSP. So yeah, it's running slower because of Remote Joy. Once again, it will run quicker in real life. And it looks a bit jagged because obviously it's running bigger than it's supposed to be. Yes, Super Mario 64 portable. So yeah, pretty awesome. Let's show you some of the other stuff we can do here with our little hacked PSP. So let's head back to the XMB. Give it a quick. Let's show you some other stuff here. I show you Grand Theft Auto running off the memory stick, but it seems to have problems whenever I try to do it. So let me see what else we got here on our 4 gig. Me and my cat Amari. Yes, I can show you this. Alright, so this is an ISO, basically. We've taken it, we've downloaded it. Well, not really, I have the actual game still. I just made a copy so I can carry around more games at once. I'll show you the app for that as well. So, give it a second to pick up the signal. There we go. So, we're back up here. It's loading us up. And here is beautiful cat not beautiful, me and my cat Mario. What is this? Okay. Alright. Okay. Okay. So here's me and my cat Amari running off our memory stick here. So it's loading up. Here we go. See, I'll probably start doing reviews with this or something. Quick capture software, you know. So basically, here we have me and my cat Amari running off memory stick, not the actual game. Okay, let's just run around a little bit. I guess I should show you levels since we're in the game. Let's go with this guy's level. Okay, here we go. Skipping through this, blah blah blah. Here. We're not gonna run through the tutorial I did. Great. Okay, whatever. So basically, you might cat him on the memory stick, blah blah blah. Yeah, great. So back to the XMB. Okay, with any luck, Remote Joy doesn't freeze on me again. Ah, good. So here we go. What else can you do here? Well, we still got PlayStation Network and everything, so we can do all the regular stuff a PSP could. But it's what we can do here. Let's show you a cool little thing. I guess I'll show you PSP tube. Here we go. PSP tube. So YouTube on PSP. Go away. Okay, so here we go, guys. Starting it up. There we go. YouTube, PSP, awesomeness, yay. Alright. Let's see. So basically, let's select our internet connection here. Controls for this app are a bit complicated. It takes a little while to figure out. But this is tons of websites now that you can just like search videos on. Okay, you can compile a list of. Here's a video. Obviously.
Okay, Jimmy back here. Just gonna let you all know all the stuff that you could do on the PSP. We hope you liked the video. Well, now we're actually going to get into the more technical side and actually show you some screenshots on what you're going to see on your computer and what you will see on the PSP. And we'll go through all the steps on what and how you put the games on the PSP and how you can play the games, the music, and the videos, as well as emulators. Now with the emulators, I will have to actually show you on the PSP itself. And for starters, just to show you a PSP, this is my PSP. And if we get a little closer, you can now actually see the PSP screen and the functions that it can do. As well as you can see, I have a USB cord, which is part of the accessories, and as well on the back you have the PSP logo, showing you it is an authentic fat PSP. You can use slim as well. We are running a homebrew of M3.9 M33, which is the homebrew, which is the firmware or the operating system on how you mod your PSP. Now, to get a little bit further, I'm going to show you on the screen what we can do with the PSP. As well, you will see a picture-in-picture box, wrong side, this side, that you will actually be able to see as a little screen will show up on the different applications and stuff that I will be using. We will go from picture-in-picture. If you watch the box that'll be onto the back of me here, you'll be able to see what we're actually doing on the PSP. I will go into large mode and stuff where you will only hear my voice, but you will also be able to see all of the applications that I'm doing as if you were sitting right here in front of the computer and doing pretty much everything that I'm doing. So if you follow the video and well, like I said, if you follow the video and just follow all the options and the techniques that I'm showing you, your PSP will run flawlessly and perfect. As you noticed on the other video though, that guy was running a 32 gig card that I got from YouTube, which was the video. The card that I'm using is a 4 gig card, so I will not be able to hold as many games or music as he was doing. But the system does support up to a 32 gig card. And I will put links and stuff at the very end of the video to show you where you can purchase the memory cards, where you can also get the firmware if you wanted to upgrade it, as well as where you can get your games, such as the Nintendo 64, Super Nintendo, the Nintendo, as well as the PSP ISOs, and I will also show you how to convert movies with a PSP converter that I have. So I don't want to get too far ahead of myself because, like I said, I'm the technical one, and sometimes I can ramble on. So let's stop the video and we'll pretty much get started. I'll be right back. Thank you. Jimmy back. Now we're on part 1, accessories. With your accessories, you should have a PSP, modded that is. As well, we should also have our power adapter, which would be right here, the authentic Sony power adapter. We have our small end, which fits into the PSP as such, right here on the bottom with the yellow button. As well, we should have the other side of the cord, which would fit into the wall. As well, you have the small end, which fits into the back end of the power adapter. Alongside that, we have our memory stick. Here we have a 4 gig memory stick. This here is a Memory Stick Duo Pro 4 gig. As well, you can have a 32 gig card, which you can put more games and more music on your PSP. With that as well, we have our traveling case. Inside the traveling case, we have an accessories pack that you can add games, as well as another sleeve to put other accessories in, and inside the strap to hold the PSP. And alongside that, we have our USB. Notice the large end and the small end. The small end fits on top of the PSP right here, and it only goes in one way, so make sure you put it in the correct way, as well as the USB, which fits into any USB slot on the computer. And last of all, we have headphones for listening to your music. Headphones plug into the headphone jack on the other side of the power adapter on this side. Such as. And last of all, we will have our PSP games, or better known as ISOs or CSOs. And that concludes our accessories part of the PSP. Now, part 2 will be looking at the PSP and loading the games and which files to put them in. And I'll give you a general overview of the layout of the PSP of the mod. Thank you, and enjoy part 2. Part 2, PSP mod overview. Okay, in this section we're going to hook the PSP up through our USB cable and our PSP. Notice the cable is on the PSP, and now we will insert PSP into our USB port. You will hear a ding, and on this we will take our PSP, and in this setting we will go up to USB connection. You hit X. Now you will hear, it will, a box will appear and it will say, do you want to open up this device? On my computer it is registered as K drive. On yours you may have a different letter. You just put continue. As you will see, right here, my memory stick came up. I went to open folder to view file. Now, as you see here, I am now opening up the folder. In this folder, you will see ISO, MP root, your music, pictures, PSP, video, and C plugins. Right here is where we will put our PSP games only. If you click on this file, ISO, you will now see that I have a WWE SmackDown vs. Raw 2009 ISO. This is a game. Now, to show you how to load the game, well, actually, before we get ahead of ourselves, let's show you how you would actually place a game on the computer itself. We will exit this. I will open up my drive. I will take a disk that I have from download, and I will give you a website on where you can get these games and burn them with an ISO burner to a disk. We will take the disk, stick it into drive. Give it a couple minutes to load up. I go here. I'm going to go to my computer. Now, with my computer running, I will go and I will find a drive to open up the disk drive. And here we see I have a DVD reader writer E. Notice the DVD R came up. I will click on this device to open it. Now, as you will see, these are all the games that I have on this disk. I have Ape Academy 2, which is a CSO. Like I told you before, they come in two formats, ISO and CSO. I have Asphalt Urban GT. I have Assassin's Creed, ATV Off-Road Fury, and Brothers in Arms. Now, what we will do here, I will scoot this over. I will take this, minimize it, minimize this. Now, what we will do here is we'll go back to the folder that we opened. And now we want to go back to the PSP. So here we will go and open up our PSP file. It should be okay. Let's go back. Go back to my computer. And on my computer, we're going to go down to K, the memory stick. There we go. Now, on the memory stick, we go back to the ISO folder, where we have the SmackDown game. Now here, all you have to do is drag and drop. So we're going to open back up the folder with the game. And let's say we want to pick Asphalt Urban GT. We'll grab this, and we will pull it over into our memory stick folder. As you will see here, it will copy the game. This one's going to take about 16 minutes. Normally they take no more than 7 to 10 minutes to load the game on the game system. But we'll give this some time, and I will come right back after this video is finished and show you the game actually loading on the PSP. So we're going to come here, and we're going to start the video. I'll see you back in 2 and 2. Now that you have your game loaded on your PSP, we're now going to go to our PSP. To exit out of the USB mode, you're going to hit the O button. After that, it will take you out of the USB connection. Now here, we are getting a screenshot of the live PSP. Now, we're going to go to our game. If you notice here, I will show you a couple of the settings that we have. We have our USB connection, which every time when you enter, you will plug it into the USB port, hit X, and it'll show the USB connection there, and it'll go to the file as you saw in the previous video. As well, in your settings here, we have your network update, your USB connection, video settings if you want to change. Actually, let's show you here. Just to show you some of the settings that we have here. We have the UMD menu language. If you notice, we have here in English. The UMD, again, is a cartridge that fits to the slot of an original PSP, which we won't be using since we are using a memory stick. As well, we have our subtitles, which is in English. You can change the volume. You can change your left and right buttons and sequential playback. You hit O to always go back, X to enter the option. Here we have our photo settings. Here we could do a slideshow and set the different settings. On mine, I have normal. To go back, you can change your system settings. If you look here, the nickname I give it is a Pandora. Pandora is a battery that you can buy for the PSP, which if your system was bricked, which means the operating system went down, you can use a Pandora battery to restore it. As well, some Pandora batteries, depending on the voltage that you get, normal PSPs give you about 2 to 3 hours worth of video play. As well, with a Pandora battery, you can get up to 5 hours. But a Pandora battery is actually what makes the modded PSP completely work, besides the firmware. The system language we're using English. You also have the character set. The UMD, we have an auto start on. Your battery information, if we go here, I got 100%. If you notice my charge level, hours left, it's not really telling me. Power source, I'm actually plugged in. If I unplug my power, it'll show me I have 3 hours and 23 minutes left. I'm running off my power adapter so I don't use my battery. So once I plug it back in, you'll actually know that I'm using the power adapter again, and it's charging. If we go back, we got our memory stick, if we wanted to format it, which we don't. You can enable, which is Windows Media Playback. We can also play flat on the device. Restore the default settings. Here we have our system information. If you notice here, I'm running firmware 3.90 M333. You can upgrade to 5. I personally am using just the 3.90, using the nickname Pandora, as well as my MAC address, which if I wanted to get online, which you can do if you have a wireless router. This is a wireless unit, so you can surf the web in any hotspot. And here is the authentic about the PSP, which comes from Sony Entertainment and tells you all their products and devices that they use. Okay, now to go back here, we can also change themes. Here I have a custom theme, which is a Windows background. You can download themes, which I can give you another website, to put any theme that you want to use as a background or screensaver, as well as your icons. You can turn it into a Mac. You can turn it into Spider-Man, Star Wars. There's many types of different themes out there. I can also change the color. I can also change my background wallpaper to add different images. Go here, we have the date and time settings. With this, I can change the date and time, the format, the time format, my time zone, and daylight savings time. Power save settings. We can come here. I can turn the backlight auto on or off. I can put it into sleep mode. I can also use it if I wanted to save my LAN paddle, which is over being online. I can change my sound settings. ADLS is kind of like a stereo feature that you could do if you had external speakers, which you can buy as another device to put onto your PSP. Dynamic normalizer, which changes kind of like stereo to different types of music if you're playing rock, whatever. You can also put key, which I use so I can kind of hear it clicking when I go through it. Security settings. You can change your password. You can put a parental control on it if you want to control what your child is being able to access. You can also turn the internet browser to have it come on every time in the PSP, or you can actually shut it off and manually turn it on. As well, we have our RSS channel settings. This here is if you're running, like I said, a hotspot or a router, a wireless router. As well, you can also set up your network settings, which would be set up for your wireless settings through your router. Next we have pictures, which I'll show you which you can load photos, but we can pull photos. I can also direct right off of my camera. So here I have my memory stick. If you see, I still have 1,195 megs left. If you go to the memory stick, you hit X. My memory stick will open, and these are some pictures that I have, which if you notice, one of the pictures is my screensaver. I have some other ones here. This is a picture of me and my fiance. If you press X, it'll open it up, and now you can see the picture. If you press O, it'll take you back to the original setting that you were at. Press O, takes you right back to where you started. If I go to my memory stick and my music, turn up my volume here, and I hit X to open up the memory stick, I can now access my music. Here I have Air and Money by Busta Rhymes. Press X to play it. Now you can hear the music straight from my PSP. Exit this, press O to go back. O to go back to the main start. Here on my memory stick, I can pull up my video. On any video that plays into it after it's been converted, it plays only in MP4 format. Remember, MP4 format. But I will show you later on in the video how we can convert any type of video, any video, into MP4 format. Hit X to enter the memory stick. Here it will actually show you the video I have. Here I have an air show. Press X to open up the video. Now the video will continue to play. As well as, again, you can play any type of format, Windows, any DVD movie. You can copy it over and convert it over to MP4. We press O to go back. O once again. Here, we will go through this. This is your game settings, game sharing. If you wanted to play another PSP with a friend as well as share a game. Here is save data utility. Any game that you may have, if you press X, these are different games that was already loaded on the system. These are save features. So when you save the game, it'll automatically go to this file. If you wanted to get rid of a game, oops, sorry about that. We'll pick Call of Duty. This is a game that I played before. If we hit the triangle button on the options, you can copy it, delete it if you don't want to save that anymore, or you can get information on where you left off. Notice I'm on level 5, my name, 21% of the game completed, and it was updated on January 26th at 6:07. If you hit O, go back. As well as you can see, other games that were saved on here, God of War, WWF, Raw, SmackDown 2009, save features. Press O, takes you back. You go down, this is where all your games will be loaded in the memory stick, under the game option. We press X. Here it opens up the games that we have. This is the Asphalt 2 that we loaded up. As well, you can hear the music. It always gives you a demo. Most games give you a demo so you can see what the game starts like. As well as before, I have my SmackDown vs. Raw 2009. If we go up, we'll load up our Asphalt 2 that we loaded. You press X to load the game. You'll see the PSP loading the video game. My system goes off because I'm on the computer and it's recording. But now you will see live version of what. Now it always checks the memory stick. At the beginning you always say, it says it wants to save your progress to the memory stick dual inserted. Do you want to allow auto saves? If you want to be able to play a game all the way through, you always want to do a save. So you hit yes. It will go back and save it to the folder that you saw previously with our saved data. You press X. Do not touch the PSP because it's now saving it. Now the game will load up, as you can see on the screen. Now let me show you in motion as the game plays. We will press the start button and let the game continue to load. here we could go through the options as if you were playing the game. We'll do an arcade. And we'll just do a single race. Now here we're going to pick a new file. And we'll just pick a little vehicle. And keep it next to go through, just like as if you're playing the game. I just want to be able to give you a rundown so you can actually see a game playing on PSP. Notice I control with my joystick. Whoa, look at that guy. Look at out of my way. Well, as you can see, some of the little game features you can do on the system. Now, to exit the game, you hit the home button. It'll say, do you want to quit the game? You hit yes. Now, it will take us back to our PSP main screen. That is pretty much how to do any ISO image that you may have on your PSP. Now, I'm going to go through a couple more options. We hit the memory stick again. Now, on the system, you will also notice I have other systems loaded. Daedalus is a Nintendo 64 emulator. When you open this device, you can actually go through, and I'll show you where to place the games, but Daedalus will let you play Nintendo 64 games, which therefore, you will play the Nintendo 64 games, and it'll look like just like a Nintendo 64, how it was set up. As well, I have Dume, which is a DS emulator. It is now still under construction, so not very many DS games run. As well, it does run kind of slow. It's pretty much still in new phases. As well, we have Neo Geo, which means if you want to play any arcade games or classics, you can get the different games and put them into a file, which I'll show you how to put all the games into each file so they'll load up correctly. Nestor J, which is a Nintendo, the first Nintendo emulator, which you can play Nintendo games. Here we have our Sega Genesis emulator. With this, we can play all Sega Genesis games. Here we have our Super Nintendo, which this system emulates any Super Nintendo game to let you play on your PSP. And last of all, I have the Game Boy, or Game Boy Advance. This will let you play any Game Boy Advance games, and they're all pretty small files. So pretty much if you look through it, with the Game Boy, Super Nintendo, Sega Genesis, as well, let's see, then I have, and Nintendo, as well as Neo Geo, you can get pretty much hundreds of games on a 4 gig card. But as well, take into consideration, if you're playing PSP games as well, that takes up more space. So therefore, I suggest get a larger card if you want to play all these multiple games, or if not, just load them back and forth. You can burn the images, the games onto disk, take those games, take them off the computer, as well as I'll show you later on how we take the files and drop them into like the Sega game file or whatever. Now, last of all, I want to show you the last option here. This is a PSP update to version 5.0. To go into the history of how PSP did work, the PSP when it first came out was version 1. With that firmware that they had loaded on there, you could originally play any game system as what we're doing now. But PSP, in their wise infinite glory, decided they couldn't make money this way, and they did not want the system to be modded. So therefore, they upgraded the firmware. When they upgraded their firmware, they put in security tags where games would not play. The way the games are now running is with the Pandora battery. If you have it placed inside, it can override the UMD on the way that the game starts. Now, with our firmware, it's automatically overriding a UMD, so therefore you don't need a cartridge and you can read off a memory stick. A traditional PSP can only load stuff off a memory stick for save games or maybe some type of video file, but majority of everything you have to purchase. With a modded PSP, that is the way around having to purchase the equipment. Pretty much everything that you have here is nothing is illegal, because all this stuff are just games. Now with the ISOs, on the other hand, anything that is still games that are still being produced, such as the Game Boy Advance, or as with a PSP ISO or DS, those are still copyrighted. So therefore, I'm not telling you to put games on this system, but you can go to websites and I will give you the information on how you can do it. But the responsibility is still up to you, the consumer, when you play a game on your system. Due to copyright infringement laws, you could be prosecuted. But then again, the older game systems, Super Nintendo, Nintendo, Sega Genesis, none of these game systems are made no more, therefore the games are not under copyright. If you don't want to do it that way, you can go get a UMD, rent it from your store, or buy them and play them on your PSP, and there's no problems with the game system, and you're doing nothing illegal. As well, if we go back through this options, oops, start game up, my bad. Let's go back to the main memory screen. Okay, I had to exit back out. Sorry you're seeing a black screen. Now my system's loading back up. We're going to go to our last option. Here we have our internet features. Now with this, you got an online instruction manual, which I highly suggest to read so you can see some of the other features that you can do on your PSP. Come down to the location free player. This is pretty much for hotspots. Remote play, if you're connected to a PS3 or if you're connected to another PSP unit, you can play. Internet radio, you can listen to a radio on here. As well, you can buy a TV tuner card, which will hook onto the device with an antenna, and you can view live TV broadcast on your PSP. RSS channel, again, therefore set up if you're running a wireless network, which I am not. I'm running DSL. Last one, your internet browser. Let's open the internet. You got a 4-digit password that you can put through. And mine, I got set to a default of 0000. Give it a second. Now you will see an internet browser. This is how you can get online and view different options. You have your file button, a back button, your forward button, refresh, home, bookmarks, history, view, tools, and help. As well, you can put in your address on the website that you're looking for. Again, I am not on wireless, and I do not have this set up at the time to surf the internet, but you do have that option. Let's go back to our main menu again. Close my browser. And there you have it, pretty much a rundown of the game system online. Now we will go into the next features of how to run the emulators and where to place each file that you may need to put in to run your music and your videos. I hope this was informative, and catch part 3, where to load all your games on the PSP. And we're going to call that PSP Files. And again, thank you for watching the video, and hope it was instructive. And thank you. welcome to part 3, where to put those files. Well, this part here is actually pretty self-explanatory, pretty easy to do. Pretty much just drag and drop features that you actually do on each system. As well, if you have your Sega games and all that burnt to a disk, makes it a lot easier. If you even have them loaded on your computer, it's pretty much just drag and drop into the folders. Okay, well, like I said, we're right back here onto the computer, so let's come back over here, go to my computer, and we got the PSP plugged in. Make sure you get the PSP plugged back in with the USB in USB mode, and we should see our memory stick again. Let's open up memory stick. Here on memory stick, we have our folder loaded. Again, mine's K, yours might be whatever letter on your computer. We open up the ISO. Here we'll also see our Asphalt Urban GT that we loaded earlier, just to show you exactly what file that went into. Always remember, PSP games are ISOs or CSOs. They will always go into this type of folder, the ISO folder. Again, I just want to share one thing with you. When you first open up your memory stick, this section all right in here with all these files and all that is always considered the root of the directory, which is your primary part of the directory. Always remember root of the directory. If you're watching any other type of videos or instruction videos, they always refer to dropping items into the root of the system. As well, again, we have our MP root. In here and stuff, you'll see a couple of different other programs in here. IR shell is actually a operating system in itself which can run on a PSP. Most of your systems may not unless you've loaded it onto the modded PSP. The reason I have this on mine and stuff is the video capturing that you're seeing me do with the USB is done through an IR shell. So that is something you may want to do if you ever wanted to record any of your PSP video onto the computer or make a video like I'm doing. As well, I can give you links and show you on this DVD on how you can do that. I won't go through exactly how you set up the video and all that, but I'll give you links so you can watch them. As well, we're going to go back on browser. Here, if you click on music, more than likely MP3, you're exactly right. Here you just take any MP3 file that you have, drag and drop it. It does only play MP3 format. MP4 format, I'm not really sure, I've never tried it, but all MP3 formats will play, drag and drop, put your music here, it'll show up on your PSP under the music category. Under pictures, again, you're right, you drag any picture that you want and you put it right here into the picture folder. And as far as I know, it plays pretty much almost any image, JPEG, bump, TIFF files. If you come down here, if we go to our PSP folder, and here you will see different files. Here it says common file, game 150, game 380, photo. And here pretty much the only one we're going to concern ourselves about would be the game 150. And the game 150 is where we keep all our emulators, which we play all our different other games. Here we have Daedalus. Remember, Daedalus is in 64 emulator. We click on this folder. And here you will see ROMs. ROMs are another name for games. If you click on ROMs folder, you will see here I have Mario 64. Pretty much, copy it off your disk that you got the game from or off your computer, drag and drop, and put it in this folder to play Nintendo 64. Here, if we go back, we're going to look at the Desumi. This here, Yoshi Touch NDS. This, you drag and drop NDS games. Remember again, this is a newer system and is not completely up and functionable. As well as Nintendo 64, there are only a few Nintendo 64 games. Super Mario, I know, plays, but there are minor glitches and sometimes you may have to change your processor speed to do that. And on the next video, I'll show you a couple other things that you can do with your modded PSP on how to enter the recovery mode and change processor speed if you want to play higher games such as PlayStation or Nintendo 64. Here we have our Neo CD. And here you have a folder, ROMs. Click on this folder. And here you'll see ROMs go here. You can drag and drop any Neo CD, which are arcade classic games that you would in a video arcade. I'll show you the website where you can get any types of ROMs for these game systems. Drag and drop and play them in here. As well, we go back, you will see the Nestor J. Nestor J, if we go here, we will go into State. And the State is where they keep the ROMs. They don't name it ROMs folder, I'm not sure why. Here, if you notice, I have 1201 NES games, 1001 Super Mario Brothers. Actually, let's extend this out so you can see more. As well, Arachnoid. A lot of these too, anything that says .sev is a save file. All your saves will be saved in that emulator in a file. So if you do remove a game, make sure you delete the save file, or make sure you don't delete the save file by mistake, or you will not have your save progress on the system. Let's go to PSP Genesis. Here you'll see a folder, ROMs. You click on your ROMs folder. You see this little icon here, it's a WinRAR. You can copy WinRAR straight over. A WinRAR is a zip file which takes up less space than actually opening the image and putting it here. Another little feature I did want to kind of tell you is always pay attention to the end letters. Now on this one I don't have one, but let's go back to one that I actually showed you here. If we go back to the Nestor J, notice on the state, when we went to the ROM, NES, these are called extensions. Most of them will say SNES for Super Nintendo, NES for Nintendo. Usually the 4 letters or so of that game system or particular game system. Make sure it always has that type of extension when you put a game on. Just another food for thought. Pretty much the PSP Genesis, anything with the percent signs, don't worry with those folders. They're pretty much system folders and configurations that the emulators needs to run. But most of the ROMs will always be as the emulator is called. If we go to SNES, here we will have our Super Nintendo. Again, ROMs, which ROMs, again, as we know, are the games. Here I have, as with this one you'll see, for Super Nintendo, SMC is the extension at the end. Again, I point out SMC. SMC. I have Super Mario All-Stars World, Mega Man, Dragon Ball Z. This here, I just put a few games on just to kind of give you a general idea of the games that it can do. And in a second, I will actually, because I can't video record this, but I will hold the PSP up and let you see the game off the PSP itself playing with the emulators. Before my video capture would capture, but I'm kind of in a situation where I'm not sure how to get the emulators to actually capture video. So I'll have to come back on the video and explain that, hopefully later, maybe on the next DVD. And our last emulator that we had here was the GBSP Kai. This one, Game Boy Advance. If we go here under Game Boy, GBA, and we go to ROM, you will see here, GBA, which is the extension. All Game Boy Advance games will have GBA at the end. Here I have Balderdash, M7 Warlord, and Mario Kart Super Circuit. And again, you will see GBA, always make sure to have that extension. And pretty much, we just went through the emulators. The last file that we'll have, let's go back to the root of the folder. We had the PSP. Here we have video. Video, as you know, once your videos are converted with the PSP, which is placed MP4 video, you will see the error show. Once they're converted, drag, drop them, put them in this folder, and you will have your video on there. Remember, the larger card you have, the more music, video, and games that you can put on the card. As far as I know, 32 gig is the largest that a PSP can support with a modded PSP, unless they come out with new firmware that can support higher. As far as I know, 32 is the largest that can be supported at this time. Okay, now just to go back over a general overview, one more run quick. We have ISOs, which are PSP games. PSP games are ISOs and CSOs. As well, if you also have a burnt copy of a PSP video, which they do make, you can put that right here in the video file, which I don't see any reason if you can convert a video and put it on the game system. Once again, in our MP root file, here was my IR shell, which a lot of this you wouldn't use unless you're going to record video straight off your computer off the PSP. Here we have our music file, MP3 files, go in this folder, drag and drop. Again, pictures, drag and drop your pictures, drag, drop. In our PSP folder, we go to Game 150. Here we have our emulators, Daedalus, Nintendo 64. ROMs are all games, usually for any type of emulator or other game systems, rather than an ISO for the PSP. ROMs, Mario 64. Notice this says V64 something .64. This is known as an extension. Make sure all Nintendo 64 games have this type of extension or something with a 64. Here we have the next folder, Isumi, Nintendo DS, notice, NDS, the extension, drag and drop all files to this folder for DS. Again, a new emulator, not all NDS games work for this emulator. Neo CD, video games, again, ROMs, like arcade classics that you see, drag and drop. Again, ROMs go here. Next folder, Nestor J, which would be NES. This one is called State. Here we have 1201 NES. All games with this, the extension NES. Again, if I come back up here, see if we have anything in this folder. Anything with a .sab on any game system is a save folder. Do not delete that, or your games that you save, that part of the game will be erased. You may still keep the original game with the GBA or whatever extension, but do not ever delete a save unless you do not want that game or that point of the game saved. PSP Genesis. ROMs. A ROM again is a game. Here you can use a WinRAR or zip file, and the games can load and unload. As well, you can also bring open the file with a Genesis game, should say GEN or something that kind of sounds like Genesis as the extension at the end. Actually, let's open this WinRAR up and I can tell you exactly the extension. When you open a WinRAR, a folder like this will open up. You notice here you'll see Golden Axe 2 bin. Actually, that is the extension that this one will use. You will drag and drop it over into the folder. As an example, just to show you, move this over. I will take this and I will drop it right into the folder. Copies it over. Golden Axe 2. Now you see the game in the folder. This is how you can play the game. And last of all, two more. We have Super Nintendo. Again, ROMs, games for other game systems. SMC, the extension for Super Nintendo. The last one we will have will be Game Boy. Game Boy Advance. They also have a Game Boy emulator if you want to play old Game Boy classic games. There are other emulators that I didn't load on here, but you have Atari Classics, ColecoVision. They do have a few that if you wanted to play like Dreamcast, Commodore 64. So there are other emulators that you can play any of these other game systems. They're all pretty much set up the exact same way. Here we hit GBA. Here we'll hit ROM. Here you will see the games. Again, GBA as the extension. Double check here, see if we have anything in our save state. Actually, if you see here, here's a save, SAV. These are save points that I have done on the game itself. If I delete one of these, that part of the game that I saved will be erased. Remember that. And last of all, we go to our themes. Oh, wrong order, sorry about that. And so that is give a major cover that we did on here. If you go back to your PSP, again, you can go to theme. This is where you will drop your themes onto your system if you want to download them and change any backgrounds or settings that you may have. And that is pretty much where do I put those files. Again, I thank you, and we'll shut this down. And shut this. And again, I thank you for your time, and I hope to see you on the next part when I'm going to be showing you the emulators in motion running on the PSP. Oh, hey! I didn't see you there, man. I was just sitting here just listening to my tunes and stuff, and just sitting here gaming with my PSP, you know what I'm saying? Well, here, hold on. Let me turn this down for you a little bit. Oh, man, sorry about that. Well, I'm just sitting here playing some of my games. And, you know, why don't I just show you a few of them? I got my Nintendo 64 and all that. So, here, I'm just going to turn this off for a minute. Hold on 1 sec. Sorry about that. Alright. Okay, there we go. Alright, well, here, like I said, I'll show you one of the couple games I'm playing here. Now, see, on mine, I got my Asphalt GT. If I go down to my next game, you can see right here, SmackDown. Like I said, we're going to go through some of the emulators. So let's look at the data list. See, you got the data list right there. Now, if you see here, looks like I got my Super Mario. Let's play some Super Mario. I go right here. And then I'm going to start the emulation. I'll pick my game right there out of the column. Let's let it load up. Now if I go here, let's start the game. Press my start button. See if we can get Mario running around here. Kind of hard to do backwards here. We can get him to jump. Ah, there we go. Let's go to the next one I got here. So I hit my home button, and then I want to exit. So I want to go yes. Go back to that. Hit my X button. It'll exit us right here out of data list. I'll give it a second. Still waiting. So it takes a couple of minutes to get me out of the dataless. And I'm back to my PSP again. Now, if I go to my next option, let's go back to my memory stick, hit the X again. Go back through some more games here. Let's see what else I got here. I got my Neo CD. I don't think I have any games there. Let's go Nestor J. Hit X. And there's my Nestor J. Now here, it's got 2 dots. So what I want to do here is, I want to hit O for OK. Let's see, go back here. Now I want to go down to that Game 150 folder, if you could see that right here. So Game 150. I'm going to hit that, and then I'm going to go down to where it says Nestor J. And then I want to go into the state, just like when we were, I think Jimmy was showing y'all on that computer. Now if we go here, we'll go, let's say we're going to play Super Mario Brothers. Right there at the bottom. Hit OK on that. Hey, looky there. There's Super Mario. I don't know if you can see that. Now we're just going to hit X. Hit the start button. And hit start. I don't know if you can see Mario running there. If we can get up here a little bit closer. Kind of hard to do it backwards. Kind of hard to do upside down. Now that's one. Now so if we hit the home, saying, see, do you want to quit? And we want to go, yes. Hit the X on that. Wait a minute for it to exit the emulator. And now I'm back up to the original screen. Now if we come back, we should be back to memory stick. I'm going to hit my X. Let's go down to the next one I got here. Let's see. We have the Nestor. Right here. Say Genesis. So let's hit X. Alright. Let's see what we got going on here. Loading up my PSP. Right here I have an option menu. Kind of hard to see. You know, I think it might be right here. Let's turn this light off. I think it'd be easier for you to see this way. Now on this option, we're going to go down, we're going to play a little Go Next 2. Hit my O button. Notice, Sega screen. Hit the old start button. Hit my character. Okay, let's exit the Sega. Go back to my home. Let's see what the next one I got here is. I'll take me back to my memory stick menu. And then we're going to go to right. Let's see what we got. That was my Sega. Do Super NES. Super NES loading. Now here's what's going to come up. It's going to ask which folder. Please scroll down with the cursor to the bottom of this document. Hit X. Do you agree? And then I got my Donkey Kong. So we'll do Super Mario All-Stars World. Actually, let's show you Donkey Kong. And hit O to run it. Shows that it's loading. Now let's start this game. Hit my start button. I just went through the options. And there's Donkey Kong. Exit this one. Hit the home. Yes. Hit my X. Exit that. Let's go back to our memory stick. Yeah, let's see. Man, let's see. We got all sorts. Let's see. My Game Boy Advance. Now, this one's tight. Got some good ones on this one. You know what I'm saying? See? Loading up. It's got my games right there. So we're going to play a little bit of Mario Kart. Go back down. Pull up this. Now this actually I love the other one because I was like Mario Kart. You already seen a whole bunch of Mario. Dark Alliance. It says it's in English, so we're going to hit start. Hit the O. Hit my fighter. Gotta give it some points. Not really sure how to get this thing going here. Gotta use all my points. There we go. There's Baldur's Gate. Kind of like an adventure game, you know what I'm saying? Hit home again. Go down here to Exegee PSP. Right here at the bottom. Hit X. Sorry, you hit O. I always get confused with this. Come back down to the memory stick. And that's all of them. That's the emulators right there. Like I said, there's all sorts of other emulators and stuff you can get playing on your PSP. You got your Commodore 64. You got your like I said, Atari, Sega Dreamcast. You can play them all. You can get your PSX games. So, y'all stay tuned, and I think that's pretty much the end of the video. I don't know where Jimmy is. Like I said, I'm not the most bright one, you know. So, I'm just going to probably just sit here, maybe even listen to some tunes. I don't even know what other tunes I got. But well, like I said, I guess this will be the end of the video. If there's any other questions, I think Jimmy may be going to step through a couple more things with you and stuff. But, like I said, you all be good, man. You have fun playing with PSP and gaming and all that. And we're going to show you some links and stuff at the very end and stuff, so you check those out and stuff so you get all the cool games and all that. But until then, like I said, later in peace. And make sure you check out the end of this video. Me and Jimmy got a little treat for you and stuff. Homeboy thing, he know how to dance, but like I said, we know who the true hip-hop player is. But like I said, stay tuned and check out the video at the end. Peace. Hey, it's me, Jimmy, again. And here we are on the last portion of our video. We're going to go through how to convert video into MP4 format. The program that I'm going to be using is called Any Video Converter. You can go on Google and do a search. It's a free download, and it's really easy and convenient. Okay, pretty much what we're going to do here is we're going to start up our Any Video Converter. And you just click on Add Video. Now here, we're going to click two of me, Jimmy. That's one that I've already have loaded. Go Open. This one I already had one there. Okay, now we have the video. Now you're going to come over here to the profile. file. And when you click this, it's going to give you different formats. You can do DVD, Flash, but for this situation, we want to use MP4, customized. Now with this, it'll show you the duration of the video, how long it's going to take, and it'll convert. All you have to do here is hit encode. Goes through, conversion pretty quick. Like I said, the longer the video, the longer that it will take. And once we get done with that, if you look down here, we got an output folder. If you look on the output folder, we'll pull that up. Actually, I already have one already in here, so we're going to delete that. This one here is showing the one that's in progress. Now it's showing that it's done. MP4, 2 of me. Minimize that down. A pop-up will come up. It says, if you want to rip the DVDs, that's all. If you want to go to Pro version, just put no thanks. Okay, since we know the output folder, now you can name the output folder whatever folder you want. I'm actually choosing one that I use all the time for mine, but you can pick any folder to drop your video file into. I'm going to minimize that down. And we're going to shut the converter off. Don't need that no more. There I am. And what we're going to do now is we're going to go back over and see if we can see on the PSP. We can get this going again. Okay, we're going to go USB connection. Like before, USB connection. Click X. We hear the computer loading up. I'm going to put continue without saving. It's opening up that folder. You can do it through my computer. Mine's K. Yours might be whatever letter. You open the folder. Now, since it's a video, we want to put video. Now, I'm going to come back down, open up my folder. There's my MP4 folder. I'm going to take the 2 of me, Jimmy. I'm going to drag it over and drop it right into the folder. Give it a minute to load in there. Okay, the video's in there. Now, what we're going to do is, we're going to close that back out. Close my video folder. Come right back over to the PSP. Take it out of USB mode. Now, let me load up my program that we've got here. So you can actually see what we're going to see on the PSP. Shut that folder. Okay, now you can see what we're looking at on the PSP. We scroll over. You're actually going to see, let's get big so you can see what we're doing. Okay, we're going to come back over. We're going to go to video. Video. Going to click X for the memory stick. Wait for it to load up. Now, you're going to see 2 videos. You got the Langley and you got 2 of me, Jimmy. We got X to play the video. I'll put it up so you can hear the sound. Notice the video of me is playing. And that's pretty much how I do my little pictures when you see me being mirrored. Okay, come back over here. I'm going to close that out. I'm going to hit O to exit back out of that. And that's pretty much a self-explanatory video of pretty much what I was doing. If you have any more questions or anything else, like I said, check the end of the video. We got a cute little video I think that you guys might like. Hip-Hop Jimmy thinks he can dance better than me, but we all know that's not true. I am pretty much, you know, the dog, the Mac, like Jimmy says. Okay, well, we hope the video was instructional to you and that I covered all the bases on any questions that you may have. Check the video at the end for links and places where you can get games and maybe any other information you may have. Also have a couple of videos of some game demos running at the very end that you might find interesting as well. Again, we thank you for watching the video, and again, take care and God bless. Peace. I'm out.
All right, everything with more than 2 legs start trembling, because the Dextinator is in the building. I'll hose down every creepy crawly that moves. What insect crawled up his butt? That ain't no fun. Watch me work, sugar. Seeking only to rid himself from the nightmares that haunted him for far too long, Kratos pledged himself as a champion to the gods.
To serve the gods, a warrior of legend must battle creatures of myth.
The gods are not here to stop you.
I am God of War, Chains of Olympus.
Product not yet rated.
What is the measure of a man? Is it the the fruit of his labors, or the secrets of his heart. Never designed anything like it. But now I know what I have to do.
Tony, you're not a soldier.
You're damn right I'm not. I'm an army.
Britain, Britain, Britain. Opened by the Queen in 1972, Britain now attracts hundreds of visitors a year. But why do they come? Not just to discover how chicken curry should really taste, or to take part in the great British tradition of PlayStation. No, they come in their droves to meet the people of Britain. And it is them what we now here look at now today. Oh, let's rock.
Yeah? Fuck you. Fuck yeah. Fuck you! What you looking at, pervert? I well debater.
Excuse me. I wonder if you could give me a hand. I'm here with a friend who you may have seen in the wheelchair. I need a little bit of help getting him in and out of the pool. So shall we go help him in?
Hey! Who do you think you are, fat farted slimmer of the year?
Oh, Florence, regarde les enfants de footy. Go!
It's so lonely being the only gay in the village. These hot pants give me terrible chafing. Have you got any cream on me and red raw down here? I am the only gay in this village, and that's that. Ow!
And so, for a life-changing experience, are you gay? Are you sick? Are you fat? You can be! Little Britain, out now on PlayStation 2 and PC. Good boo!
reach the top by choosing your own path. You have held WWE Championship Gold. You have taken on the best of the best. You have fought the toughest matches of your life. But sometimes you need a little help from your friends. Tag teams explode onto WWE SmackDown vs. Raw 2009 with momentum-shifting hot tags. Explosive double team. Online tag team. The first ever cooperative storyline and bone-crunching tag team finishers. Achieve greatness together. WWE SmackDown vs. Raw 2009.
Rated T for teen.
The greatest secret agent. His enemies fear him. Women can't resist him. And his gadgets are state of the art. Expecting someone else? Secret Agent Blank, saving the galaxy and looking good doing it. Exclusively for the PSP.
This game is rated T for teen.
Thanks, Triple H. I appreciate it.
I didn't start out a 10-time world champion. I am the game, Triple H, King of Kings. I started at the bottom and worked my way up. It's time to unleash the animal.
Now only one thing can control me, and that's you.
Are you ready for some hot diva action? So don't just watch it, live it. WWE SmackDown vs. Raw 2007. Don't just watch it, live it.
Rated E for everyone.
Sega.
Lately, things have been going my way. But I have this bad feeling. This darkness I've discovered has a power far greater than anything I could have imagined. It's intoxicating.
The game, rated T for T.
I am the only one who understands what's happening. What I thought was an infection turned out to be an invasion. These are the last moments of your life.
Battlefront 2 on the PSP PlayStation Portable System. Now, experience all the classic Star Wars battles anyway and anywhere you want. Fight your battles on the go with the sequel to the best-selling Star Wars game of all time. Now, you can fight in space, fight as a Jedi, and fight all new Episode 3 battles. Plus, experience 3 PSP system exclusive campaigns and the all-new 4-player wireless multiplayer mode. Star Wars Battlefront 2 on the PSP system. Now, take the battles with you.
This game has not yet been rated.
Open and clear. Go when ready. Take position over there. Copy that. Hands in the air! Get down! All in and stay close. I'll take the one. Sir.
Hey, not so tight.
Get down! Suspect is secured and ready for transport.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. If you smell it's cooking.
They have walked down the ramp thousands of times before. They will walk down the ramp thousands of times more. There is only one thing that makes this time indifferent. They are in for the fight of their life.
Rated T for teen.
This has been a hotly anticipated contest, and as far as I'm concerned, it's living up to the hype. And I love when this guy goes to war.
WWE SmackDown vs. Raw 2008. How will you play?